Alright, now here we are on the Create Post Creation Project panel. Now this accordion panel is where most users want to begin. We have the Your Data page, and that's where we import data, we prepare data, manipulate and so on. We'll be able to do a lot more on that page and as time comes as well. But most users will still find their way straight to the project screen and on the Create Post Creation Project panel. But that can cause a little confusion. So this video is about explaining what this panel is about and why it offers us to select database tables rather than what you would normally expect in a CSV importer, the ability to select a list of one CSV file from a list. Now the list of CSV files does exist in the plugin, so don't think this is a plugin that somehow has CSV in the title but doesn't work with CSV files. The Your Data page is where we import data from CSV files, and that's where we upload our CSV files. So that's where you need to begin. This video emphasizes the fact that CSV to Post allows us to work with the database and allows us to work with any tables in the database, and if you already have your data in that database in tables, then you can begin here if you want. Most users obviously download the plugin because they want to import a CSV file, but if you find that you have another source that can get the data into your database table in an easier fashion than CSV file, then please by all means do that, because all we need to create posts is the data in the database and tables, and from there on we can work with them far more efficiently and do far more advanced things than other CSV importers for WordPress and possibly any other content management solution, because we have done the research. She does a lot of research. She is the one that establishes the priority of upgrades and what we need to do to make our plugin better than other plugins, because there is competition when you're selling these plugins. And to keep the plugin afloat, we need to know what users want and what users are doing in terms of new popular plugins, new themes and changes in WordPress and so on and so on. There's a lot of work there. Zara handles that. She also reads over correspondence, and by reading over that correspondence that I'm involved with, she established that the best approach would be to work with raw data in the database as a solution for CSV to Post, and that's what we came up with many months ago. And then we remade CSV to Post and came up with this ability to select any table we want. Let me just show you. I could select the existing My Post table. That would be a strange thing to do, wouldn't it? I could come up and I could select this table here. Here's one I made earlier, right? I named that import My Data Import. That was done on the Your Data page, by the way. The project table, the data import job table has a random code added to the end of it. That random code is part of the data import, and the code is added to the table, and that ties them together, and so on and so on. This table has just 9 records, and it indicates that the table has not yet been used, and that's important if we find ourselves working with many tables. We might have multiple people preparing tables on one blog, because you may be doing something pretty big. You may be in a company like Ryanair Limited, for example. Alright, one of our users and the client who has had some pretty impressive upgrades done, and an actual extension. CSV to Post has an extension ability, and this extension creates all of these tables, and we could select all of these tables to use them to create posts and do other really cool things. But I'm not going to go into the other really cool things. We could be here all day talking about the possibilities. So let's just focus on post creation. I've selected that table. We could select multiple tables, but I'm not going to. I'm going to select, unselect, deselect the WordPress post table. Now, before I move on, I just want to mention the WordPress post table, because I did sort of point out it would be a strange thing to do, but if you really think about it, think about the possibilities. If you select WordPress post table, you're selecting a table that already has post data. Right, now obviously that's why it's strange. Will you create posts with posts? Right? But you could, with CSV to post, in theory, you could add text spinning wheels. You could add featured images, which your existing post may not have. You could add images to the content. You could add ads to the content. If you have manually created keywords for your existing posts, then you would trust those keywords and you could use those keywords to add links in your content and so on. CSV to post has a lot of really advanced features coming. So that the list of the things that we can do to existing posts by recreating them is endless. Now at the moment, I should emphasize that we cannot adopt existing posts yet, but that feature is coming. So if you're sort of thinking to yourself, well, if we have existing posts and we need all this done to those posts, why not just edit the existing posts? That we fully understand, and that will come. We used to get asked to adopt existing posts a long time ago, but funnily enough, it hasn't been a request for many months. We will allow posts to be adopted, and that's providing the conditions are right with the data and so on. We will allow the posts to get adopted and then updated and so on, and all the changes that I've just said apply to those posts. However, I still want to emphasize the sort of possibility of creating new posts using existing data, but changing them in such a way that they, even in the eyes of Google, they are fresh new content, and it is possible. We can do enough to our content to make it appear that way. So that's just one of the possibilities, along with working with all the other data already in our database, including the sort of WordPress terms and users and so on. There is a lot of things we could do that I won't go into. Alright, some of them are secrets, big secrets. Now, I'm going to move down here. Here we have a feature that I have to admit, sometimes it even confuses me. Select table mapping type. The straightforward part about this is what we're basically telling the plugin is that we want the default order of our CSV files, the records in our database and posts to be updated and manipulated together at once using the default order. Now that's simply trusting that the order of your CSV file rows has not changed in comparison to the database table, and they match each other and things like that. And it's the same with the posts themselves. It's quite a complex feature. I do not recommend using it. It's used in a very specific scenario, a scenario that very few people ask for. It was added to the plugin because it was something that was requested around 3 years ago, and it's just something that we automatically done. We can select a single key column to tell the plugin that we have a column with ID sort of values, unique values. Could be a product ID, or if you're working with book data, international serial book number and so on. So we would select key column to tell the plugin that's what we want to do. We're not selecting the column itself just now, we just want to tell the plugin that we intend to do that. Another button has been hidden to try and simplify this just a little, because it takes things even further, is multiple key columns, and that's the ability to use multiple columns to create a unique combination per record. And that would be done if your data for any reason doesn't have an ID, which has also come up, and such a feature is highly valuable because we do generally, what it actually creates is a key, and it creates a sort of ID using that combination of 3 columns, and the plugin even checks that the combination is unique per record, truly unique. So there's a lot of advanced things going on there, and you could just put your fingers in your ears if you rewatch the video when I get to this point, and then pull them out when the cursor moves down. Alright, because I think most people, they're not going to use that. Okay, so just click on that, and I just want to make it very clear, we can update data all the same. You can update data using your data page. The updated data is also applied to new posts, and it all happens very efficiently. So don't think that, because I'm saying this is complex and you know, just you put your fingers in your ear, that you can't update your data with other means. Just don't worry about that at all. You will see how easy it is to update your data in other videos, trust me. Now, here we have ping status and comment status, two settings, well known in WordPress. They are to do with WordPress's own features and functionality. CSV to post doesn't do its own pings or anything like that. The comment status has nothing to do with comment importing, so don't get confused there. These values also, these options do not change your blog's default. These apply specifically to CSV to post posts. Well, the posts in this project. Each project you could change the settings per project and so on. But the important thing is to know it doesn't change your default. And that's generally it. This video was never going to be really about creating posts, even though, you know, we are on a post creation panel. Oh, I forgot to put a project name in, did I? Right. Oh, there you go. That's just a little bit of proof there that the plugin does take care of you and does look after you. Right. The video is about explaining this unusual panel because it's so different from other plugins, and we are very proud and excited to talk about it because it offers far more ability than other plugins out there, and we need to communicate that. We need to get it out there because we're not even finished with this plugin. We've got a lot more to do, and we're selling the plugin at a great price, the same price as other plugins, yet people are still buying the other plugins. Obviously the competition and these plugins are good in what they do. They offer features and they do it in a way that does appeal. I totally understand that. Sometimes I look at them and think, well, that's quite cool. But if you're looking for sort of long-term solutions and you're looking for you want to invest in a software and a team providing a service that's continuing to improve and adapt, then this is it. This is your, you know, the one-stop shop. And what we want you to do is let us know what you want, let us know what you need, and we'll add it, especially in terms of this panel. And if you want it to do more, please let us know, because this is where everything begins. So we will always be happy to come back to this and make it even more advanced, or even we could even provide you with your own little sort of interface, like what we've done with Ryanair, by providing an extension that adapts the interface and so on. And what I mean by that is it could maybe show you specific tables, hide your WordPress tables, etc, etc. Alright. Now I think that for 12 minutes on a panel, that's the way it seems to be going with videos on CSV to post. So we're going to have to get used to that, especially that is me. I do talk. I like to talk about the plugin, especially to understand, help everybody understand exactly what we've done with it, why we've done it, and where we're going with it. Thank you very much for watching.